Warriors, you guys had a lead for most of that first half, but they make that big run to end the first half and that big run in the second half. Just how big were those two runs and kind of figuring out the game, and what did you see from your team in those stretches?
I thought we came out playing the right way. I thought we jumped out to a lead. I thought our defense was really good in the beginning, and it's the storyline of the game is the decision making and barrage of turnovers. 24 turnovers, 5 assists. I mean, say no more. To give a team, the defending national championship, that many turnovers, I thought everything from, like, we were trying to get 3-on-2, 2-on-1s, 2-on-1s. We threw a lob pass like almost over the backboard. It was, we got down to the paint and refused to kick it. I mean, just the barrage of the contagiousness of the offense of turnovers when we got to the paint instead of kicking it, playing off 2 feet, the fundamental of playing off 2 feet instead of running. I mean, Kansas has Uday, KJ Adams, Jalen Wilson coming down to block your shot. You can't just go off 1 foot. We've talked about that. So I really feel our offense dictated our defense in the second half, in that run. I thought we regrouped at halftime, came out, tried to punch back, made them call a timeout, cut that thing right back down, and then the turnover started again. And then the turnovers turned into our guys just standing around. When the guys weren't kicking it, and that was contagious. When they're not kicking it and the ball's not moving, and we go to the rim, then we stood around. Constantly, it was from the sideline. My throat's almost about continue to move, continue to cut, run our offense, and frustration set in with the movement of our offense, because then it got really stagnant of standing around, watching someone just go in there and not kick it, and so. I know we're pouring into some young guys, and you're going to live with some young mistakes with that, especially a team like that makes you pay. We missed a shot, we come down, we get backdoored. We missed a shot, we come down, we're supposed to go under a screen, we go over, we hit the screen, Harris goes downhill and throws it up for the lob. Same mistake 2 times in a row, that lob dunk. All right, you're supposed to go under that, we banged it, 5 has to step up, they throw over the top for lob. The turnovers dictated our offense.
Porter, Bill Self was just in here talking about their goal, making the opposing team play poorly. Were these turnovers something they did today, or did it start with you guys, do you feel?
You know what? I thought it started with us. We had a 2-on-1, and we just fundamentally threw it. What they made us play poorly of is and we had to fundamentally, when you drive it, they were flooding it, just waiting to block the shot, and that's when you got to play off 2 feet. Kick it, one more it. We just kept on doing the same thing, going in and either taking an off-balance shot or getting it blocked or turning it over. They were converging. They did a really good job of that, converging, getting hits, then it just kept on being more converging because we weren't kicking it. No matter how much we talked about it, we started talking about it at halftime. You guys get to the paint and it converges. You got to kick, and then we weren't kicking. Then everyone would just stand around, and. They make you pay for mistakes. Jalen Wilson, McCullough, those guys are veteran guys that make you. Dwan Harris, KJ Adams had some big blocks. We got him in foul trouble early. Is what we wanted, and couldn't capitalize on that. And I thought we really came out both halves ready to play, and then the turnover. I mean, when you have 5 assists. That just shows you're not kicking the ball, and I'm going to continue to address it. You're going to live with some young mistakes with some young guys. We're going through that. I get it, but we got to learn from it.
It wasn't the boards, it wasn't the free throws, but it always seems like there's some sort of leak. And it frustrating is the right word, but how that carries over from game to game. There's always like something that seems off.
Yeah, frustrating is not a bad word. We've had games where we didn't rebound. I didn't think that was the issue. I really thought we were guarding the way we wanted to. We were loud, we were noisy. But when you start having that many turnovers, it just, and it becomes contagious. And the next guy is like, I'm going to go do it. And they go down, and the same exact thing would happen. They'd converge on them, and the hands turn over. They created so many, look at it, how many points off turnover. I think it was 27. Is that correct? Does this sound right? They scored 20 points off turnovers, 27. I mean, that's really hard to overcome.
Ryan?
Porter, you've talked about what happened on the turnovers. Can you pinpoint why? Is it guys trying to play hero ball? Is it frustration, lack of confidence for it to start like that on you and then kind of be contagious?
When I wouldn't say hero ball, because when I think of hero ball, I think it's someone who's just trying to be all about himself, doesn't care about winning, just goes. That wasn't it. I think it's a lack of fundamentals, playing off 2 feet. I think it's trying to do too much. When you go in there, I'm going to stop a run. But you got to understand, when you draw 2 or 3, you got to kick it. And we just didn't. And so a lack of fundamentals. We left our feet. I mean, so many turnovers. One right in front of us, a young guy on our team, drove baseline. He keeps leaving his feet. You can't leave your feet. So I think it was a lack of fundamentals of when we got to the paint. And it wasn't like you're trying to do a layup over some guy. I mean, KJ Adams, Uday, Jalen Smith, they're all coming down there, to block it. And that's when you got to play off 2 feet. Kick it. Play off 2 feet. Get it, then go to the foul line. And so I don't think it was hero ball. It was what became contagious of them trying to do it on their own when they went in the paint instead of kicking it. And the fundamentals of just leaving our feet over and over when we got to the paint.
Barry?
Porter, this conference losing streak, whatever how long it's been, does that make you change anything in terms of your master plan or the your long-term thoughts of what you need to do here? Has it made you rethink what needs to be done?
No. I'm constantly trying to tinker to find things way. We've tried some, we've moved to Otega in the lineup. We're trying to get some young guys playing with playing Joe and Otega. You're going to live through some things. The master plan, no. I mean, my goal is to build this culture up. I know in the offseason you need to build your roster up, but right here, I just met with Otega, trying to talk to him about some things. There are teaching moments that I'm trying to teach these young guys, and it doesn't have anything to do with anything long term or this master plan. Everything we're doing now is for both short term and long term, to understand, with pouring into some of the young guys. We're starting 2 true freshmen. I really want those guys to be guys that we're pouring into. I don't even think like that. I'm thinking I'm constantly trying to figure out ways to win right now, but also build the culture, habits, culture, the way we do things here. I'm not trying to do a short-term thing. I'm trying to do things that, that's why I was really frustrated that our defense dictated our offense and vice versa. Because I'm trust me, I look at myself first. When that offense got stagnant, all right, we're trying to talk about movement, but it became contagious with the turnovers. Those are things long-term trying to teach them.
Myron?
How do you keep your guys? They've taken some big body blows in the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep them from, instead of looking for when's the next game, to saying how many games we got left? Because those are totally different things.
Well, this coaching staff's not going to do it. These guys are not going to allow it. We came back from Baylor, and we got back at 2 in the morning on Wednesday. All right, we had to get together and just start about putting a game plan together for the defending national championship. I thought these guys, on Thursday, we couldn't go live. Yesterday we went live a little bit. You want to stay fresh. They came out ready to go, and it unraveled. So all I know, Myron, is I know preparation, pouring into these guys, pouring into the habits to things we got to do. They're not going to see any lack of difference from myself as the head coach or the staff of preparing, trying to win and get better.
Justin?
Porter, what's your message to Los? 11 turnovers, 2 assists the last 3 games. Obviously a young guy thrusted into a big role, but just what are you telling him right now? How much are you in his ear?
Talking to him a lot about things he has to do to get better. We're pouring into a young guy who has the ball in his hands a lot, and this league is unforgiving, to play like that. But I'm just talking to him to stay vocal, stay studying. We've really tried to talk to him about playing off 2 feet when he gets in there, and that's the message. I'm pouring into him. He's a huge part of what I believe. I think he's going to be very, very good. He's going through an unforgiving league as a true freshman. And he's logged in a lot of minutes, but continuing to let's flip those numbers. You know, he has the ability to flip those numbers. He has the ability to have 11 assists, 2 turnovers. And let's talk about why and get better, but I'm pouring into him.
Jason.
Porter, I know at the beginning of conference play, you said you're really proud of your guys just being able to fight back within anything. Now, within this 7-game losing streak, there's been a lot of blowout losses. You felt like your guys have been lacking fight to get back into those games, and if so, what has kind of changed within the mentality from the first part of conference play into now?
All we're doing is talk with the guys about fighting. Yeah, the scores have been the second time through the conference race, and I know we're about to play Kansas State for the first time, but just got to keep fighting to get better. I know our practices, our film sessions, our prep have been high. They've been all in, and we got to get better.
Any additional questions for Coach? All right, thanks.
Jalen Porter mentioned it seems like the theme of the game is turnovers. I mean, you guys had that lead in the first half, fight in the second half. It seemed like turnovers kind of kept you guys from getting over the hump. Just what'd you see on the floor maybe being the cause of those turnovers?
I just think we're trying to force things. At the end of the day, we're getting to the paint, and the play's not there, and we're trying to force something and make a bad play, and then we're just not getting back on defense after that. And at the end of the day, we just got to let them just take care of the ball and find ways to make plays for one another at the end of the day.
Eli.
It was a month ago you guys walked out of Allen Fieldhouse with a narrow loss there. You almost had them. Today, very different. A lot has transpired between now and then.
Yep.
How far, and maybe it's not that far, but how far do you guys feel from where that team was that night?
I just think that we just need to get back to playing basketball how we were at that point. Just playing for one another, playing as a team when things don't go one's way. We just need to just pull in with each other and just bring the team and just find ways to win. That's it.
Justin.
For both of you guys or either of you guys, Porter said obviously, you know, he's rolling with some younger guys. There's going to be some growing pains when it comes to that. Just how would you guys take it upon yourselves as the veterans to help speed up that progression process, you know, being in their ear?
Yeah, you just got to continue to be a good leader. Keep talking to them. You know, we've been through it the last 4 years, 5 years or so, and so I mean, we know what they're dealing with. You know, we were in their shoes, so just got to continue to be great leaders and make sure they keep their heads up.
Bob.
What does that look like, that leadership, Jalen? What's that have to look like from now, Kansas State, going forward?
I think holding each other accountable at the end of the day. If somebody sees something that's going on the court or in the locker room, maybe we just gotta just tell them. We just can't have any just negative stuff going around right now. You just gotta stay positive and just turn this thing around.
Go back through any additional questions for our student athletes?
Out of the half, you guys went on a little run, cut it to 5, they called timeout, and then out of the timeout, it seemed like they kind of re-got the momentum. What's changed over the next couple of minutes where they were able to go on that run and kind of open up the lead again?
I just think that, you know, the turnovers, that was just the story of the game. I mean, just turn the ball over, and then they were getting points off our turnovers, and that's just how it flipped so quick.
Myron.
And you had some success down low, man. Would you like some more feeds down there? Because you know you were scoring pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, whatever's working for the team, I'm all in for the team. It doesn't necessarily have to be all about me. I just think that, you know, it was working, so that was, I mean, gave me a little confidence down there. I think that's important for me, just staying confident. And I'm gonna just keep doing whatever the coaches got for me and keep rolling with it.
And this is the reason why you guys have taken some tough losses the last couple of weeks. How do you keep guys pushing forward and not looking to say how many games we got left, but hey, what's the next game? How do you keep guys working?
I think like one of the best things about being in the Big 12 is that we just need to keep telling the guys that if we go on a 4-game winning streak, we don't know, we might be right back in the tournament. Go win the Big 12 tournament or something. We just gotta stay positive and don't fight the coaches, don't fight the players. At the end of the day, we gotta play for one another and just play hard and just go out there and play like it's our last game every game or just make the best day, make it the best game, really.
Jason?
Porter, at the beginning of conference play, you guys had a lot of close games, and Porter would mention, you guys are inches close from winning those games. Now, you guys are losing a lot of games in blowout fashion. What do you feel like changed from being inches close to where you guys are at now?
I mean, I still think we're right there. I think, like, even against Baylor, I mean, we lost by 10 or whatever. I thought we played really hard that game, and I mean, regardless of this loss, I still think that we're right there and we can be that team. And so, I mean, I just think we just got to come together and keep fighting. I mean, that's all we can do.
Hold it. No, you're good. Okay. Any additional questions? All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.